What exactly has the Yu-Gi-Oh community been talking about the last little bit? Today we are going to be finding out together. Starting off with this question, here's a question for the Yu-Gi-Oh GX fans out there. Who do you think was the better rival for Jaden? Feel free to explain if it's neither of these three. Well, I feel like it would have to be one of these three. Right now, here's the thing. I've never actually watched Season 4 because I only watched it in dub. Conversation for another time. But it's gotta be Chaz, right? He's like the only guy that like they actually had beef with. Bastion, I actually think is out of the question completely. And for Aster, I see a case there, especially because he's the other guy that uses the hero archetype. I like the elemental heroes versus the destiny hero. I actually liked it better when he evolved his entire deck into the destiny hero and it wasn't just E-hero versus E-hero. But I always feel like you had that rivalry with Chaz. Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it too, one that I didn't even think about is Zane. Zane actually could be on there. I feel like it's, you should swap Zane with Bastion right there. It should be between Chaz, Aster, and Zane. If I had to rank them, I would go probably just that, Chaz, Aster, then Zane, but it's pretty close. I would hear you out on all three of them right there, but I just feel like he's been there from the beginning. They've always had that beef. Chaz has always wanted to get him. Like, I feel like that's the proper rival, but I mean, they definitely all do fit the rival category, but let's see what some people had to say about that, guys. In theory, it should be Aster, uses the same and similar playstyle, contrasts a serious mentality with Jay's carefree attitude, and forces Jay to grow and adapt. That might have won me over just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. That might have won me over just a little bit because that's completely true. At least with Chaz, you beat him every time. There's no way, he didn't even come close to losing against Chaz one time, right? I could be mistaken about that, but you kind of won me over with that one. Somebody else said, hard to say, Manjum should have been, but I don't know who that is. but he failed so many times. Misawa had his moment in the sun. Edu would have been perfect, but not motivated, and no round 3 Kaiser for sure, but no rematch to settle things. I'll say this, who is Chudai's true rival? Prove me wrong, and it's Yugi? No, I'm not with that one. I don't think it's Yugi. We didn't even get to see them battle at some point. I'm sorry, I don't know any of the Japanese names for the show, so I got a little bit confused reading that post. But let's keep going over here to some more replies. Zane in the anime manga was Chaz. Oh, if anybody has read the manga for this, let me know what was different about Chaz. Then I would imagine that he wasn't like, I would imagine he's not as big of a joke. Like he's no longer the Chaz it up type guy. I guess to break character and focus on obsession of mine, Aster, I'd say, is weakest, has a lot of fun and interesting things to do, but the early Jaden stuff in Season 2 is just not that interesting. He's a good character, but not a good rival. I don't care about their relationship. He continued on this person. Bastion's the saddest one. I think his focus on skill over luck is really good. He's built up to be an amazing rival, but after their initial duel, he just has nothing interesting to do with Jaden anymore. It's either his friend or completely missing from the show. See, that I definitely agree with. I don't think Bastion should even really be considered a rival. Chaz is the box standard one, solid arc, uses Jaden well, bounces off him well both as a rival and a friend, and his duels are genuinely the most interesting. It just suffers a bit from similar Bastion syndrome of just kind of getting forgotten about eventually. Zane is the best in my opinion. He's the only one of the perfect rival dynamic. He can be a respectable opponent or force Jaden to stop and think about what's going on. I don't see him usually as the main Jaden rival. I'd say that's Chaz, but I'd say Zane is Jaden's best rival. Ooh. It's interesting to look at that too from a main rival over to a best rival, because if we're talking about best rival, then it's definitely Zane. No question about that one. That one post kind of won me over on Aster, though, I'm not going to lie. I see, there's a lot of good rivals now to think about it, man. I will hear you out on all of them besides Bastion, okay? Somebody else said, GX is funny because all the people in the comments calling them by the Japanese names means I have no clue what the consensus is from fans. I can relate to that. So far, we've only taken a look at like one comment, I think, that had the Japanese names in there. The only one I know is Judai. But let's continue on over the next post over here, guys. The person who drew the original Yu-Gi-Oh monsters needs to be held up there with Andy Warhol. Now, I apologize, I don't know who Andy Warhol is, but I will say the guy who drew the original Yu-Gi-Oh monsters is definitely up there with some of the greats for the artworks, man. Yu-Gi-Oh has such an underappreciated art style, man, especially these god cards. Look at Obelisk and Tormentor. I can sit back and I can look at these types of cards all day, man. I find the card art fascinating, man. What do you mean? Someone said just threw an Obelisk randomly? What are you talking about? Obelisk is the best, unless, like, this person didn't draw the same cards. I guess Obelisk is a little bit more detailed than some of these cards. But, dude, All of them are so good, man. I've always particularly liked the style for Red Eyes Black Dragon too, but very, very cool. Replace Obelisk with Summon Skull. Why are we replacing Obelisk? Dude, Obelisk is such a cooler card than Summon Skull. Unless, again, the same person didn't draw Obelisk the Tormentor. I don't know if it's the same person, but look at this masterpiece. Somebody else said, yeah, dude, Change of Heart's another great card too, man. There was just something about, like, there's a lot of cards that come out and I go like, wow, that's actually really cool looking artwork right there. But it's just something about these select old cards, man. I can't put my finger on it. Something about the style of them. Like, I look at this, I know it's old Yu-Gi-Oh! And the artwork, it holds up to some of the best that ever come out of some card work. You know what I'm talking about, man? It looks so good. I love it. And I love when the cards, like, accurately reflect what the card is actually doing. Like, you just know this is Change of Heart. You know what Change of Heart does. I love it. It's an incredible, incredible piece of art, man. Let's continue on over here. Look at this shit, man. I don't even know what it is, but it's beautiful. But it's beautiful. Yeah, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, I've never even, like, taken a look at Monster Reborn and thought, what is that? I've never actually looked at Monster Reborn and thought about, like, what this actually is. It's not like Change of Heart we were just looking at where that makes sense. Is that a symbol I'm not familiar with? Almost looks like a crown. Looks like a fuzzball behind that. That might make me look very, very dumb on the internet here, but let's keep going over here. Let's not forget the OG Dark Magician Girl. You know what? All jokes aside, I know a lot of people like to simp over the Dark Magician Girl, but objectively, I do think the card artwork for Dark Magician Girl is beautifully done. I like it better than the actual Dark Magician. I like the style of the Dark Magicians. I like the hearts behind her. I think it is a very, very, very well done piece of, a piece of artwork on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Again, ignoring the memes, ignoring everybody like talking about how pretty Dark Magician Girl is. Honestly, the artwork is very, very good, guys. Let's continue on. Facts, can't forget about these two as well. Again, the God cards, man. They look so good. Oh, I don't know which one's my favorite, though. Slifer might be my favorite. Maybe Slifer, then Obelisk, then Rob, but they're all so well done, dude. Very, very good artwork over there, man. We're just going to take a look at card artwork now because somebody else said Relinquished is fire, too. Yes. Dude, I don't even know what the hell Relinquished is, like some weird Millennium Beast, but this thing is also very cool. How do you even describe what's going on with Relinquished, man? If we were to break down this card artwork, what are you supposed to describe? That's the problem I have, and if you guys are interested, I have an entire series breaking down card artwork for different archetypes. Maybe we should talk about the Relinquished archetype. What the hell am I supposed to break down when we eventually get to the Relinquished archetype? I mean, it's cool that the eye actually ends up stretching out. You can see where the monster's going, but, like, it's just some weird-looking creature, man. Let's go over to, I guess you can still consider artwork, man. Somebody said gym goals for Yugi Man over here. I mean, it's odd that it fits on his body like that. I guess Obelisk decided to skip leg day and wear a couple odd shoes right there in comparison to the God cards. His fist is a little bit cut off, but... All right. Hey, there you go. Obelisk needs to torment a squat rack. Yeah, he needs to do a little bit of work right there if his arms look like that, man. Dude, okay. I've seen this going around. Where did this come from? This one post alone has 433,000 views over here. I've seen this multiple times throughout the past couple months. Millennials and Gen Z are preferring Yu-Gi-Oh over having sex. Why is that even a post to make? I've seen things like this, and there's no way that's the case. Like, is it a joke that I'm missing? Please tell me. I'm so out of the loop on this one. Like, I've seen it, and I've just, like, scrolled past it because, like, oh my god, somebody posted that. Somebody would rather play Yu-Gi-Oh than have sex. Like, that's a weird thing to post. I've never stopped to actually consider it, and it's even showing up in the Explore recaps here now. So, please tell me if I'm not understanding the joke over here, but let's keep going. Somebody said I get fucked either way. Fair take right there, fair. Somebody said, titties are cool, but have you ever had to duel with the power of friendship and the heart of the cards on your side? Like, that should make me laugh, man. It's stupid. Somebody else said I summon magician's rod. All right. Oh, no. What does it say? Put it in Italian. Look up that same word in Spanish. I'm not looking it up. I'm not looking it up, dude. Somebody else said, I have a girlfriend. We live together. We have a dog, and I still prefer Yu-Gi-Oh than sex. After sex, one of the first things I think about is deck building. That's literally at a moment that... What? That's literally at a moment like that I thought about super polymerization for thesis and BLZD format in February. I'm not familiar with that format, but huh? Dude, could you imagine like what's the safe word? Oh, cracking safe on YouTube, okay. I had a word that I wasn't sure it was okay to say on YouTube. Could you imagine crack? I think it's the first time I've ever said cracking publicly. Could you imagine cracking? You're laying down and instead of thinking of the actual like beautiful experience that you just had, you think, I wonder what kind of deck build I can make next. But I will say, to be fair, I do have a mind for deck building that comes to my mind often. But that's like, when that clarity hits, dude, I'm not thinking about anything other than like this beautiful moment that I just experienced. So, hey, you know what? You could be thinking about crazier stuff, okay? So let's keep going over here. Trevor Allen posted this. One character from each of the 4 original series that I consider overrated. Okay, I'm not familiar with these two, but this is crazy to say that Kaiba's overrated. And Jesse, I will hear you out on that one, but I do like Jesse. I'm not familiar with this character, and I am familiar, this is the Zexal protagonist, but I've never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, so I can't comment on those two. Jesse's an interesting one, because, you know, I can't put my finger on it, but I see where you're coming from. Like, he's not like all of a sudden he was kind of like the greatest guy, he was Jaden's best friend, he kicked off the entire season of Season 3 just because he got captured, he was like the most important guy in the entire world, and he kind of just got there. I'll hear you out on that one, but come on, man. Kaiba, the best rival for Yugi, what that gave birth to so many of the greatest memes of all time. Kaiba still makes me laugh to this day, dude. You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck. All right, Wheeler, you dog. I don't remember exactly what he said, but you get my point, man. Somebody said, Yuomo overrated. The duels were the best growth among all protagonists. You watch his first duel as Shark in the first episodes and watch his duels against Ephilis, Elyphus, and Astral, and it's clear how much he grew. I wish I could comment on that, but I can't because I've never watched the show. Bruh, I will defend my boy Jesse with my life. He's very underrated. I like Jesse personally, but again, I understand where you're coming from with the critiques on Jesse right there. Let's continue on over to Super Yu-Gi-Oh! Blog. What are the fusion monsters that are still missing in classic Yu-Gi-Oh? Is this an actual... Oh, no. I was about to say, is this an actual card, but it's just Gemini. Okay. I can edit the image. I didn't know that was a feature. You can edit AI images over here. But regardless, I'm guessing this is just Dark Magician Girl combined with... Is it Red Eyes? Dark... No, Red Eyes... Oh, I know the card. I know it's a Red Eyes card. I can picture it, too. It has like 2,400 or 2,700 attack. It gains 300 attack for... Red Eyes monsters in your graveyard or something like that. It was kind of useless. Even in the old days, it was kind of useless. I can't put my finger on it, what card it is, but I don't know. Like, so just 2 cards that would look good if they like ended up fusing together. I don't know. I'm sure that I could come up with some, but I would have to see. But let's see what some of the comments said over here. Missing fusions of Neos with Jaden's other friends, like how there's armed Neos but no Cyber Angel Neos or Jurassic Neos and so on. Huh, I never actually thought about that. That'd actually be really cool. Yeah, that'd have been cool to do for Jaden, man. Wait, somebody said, oh my god, what is this? Is it Dinosaur Neos? Dude, it'd probably suck anyways because it's Elemental Hero Neos. Karibo and Blue Eyes, somebody, he responded with, what the hell is this, dude? Oh my god, I do not like how that monster looks, man. Somebody else posted a video of Dark Magician Girl, and it looks like, I thought Dark Magician Girl was about to, oh, hang on. I wasn't sure if we were about to have to cut whatever was coming out right there, but let's keep going over here. A Harpy Lady and Harpy Pets Dragon Fusion card. There is a lot going on with this image, but I will say I actually think it's pretty cool. Yeah, there is no fusion. Is there a fusion for a Harpy Lady card in general? I will say, though, very cool artwork. Dude, you know what I never thought? Oh, I'm going to get cooked for this one. I am going to get cooked for this take. There is a lot of potential for people making fan cards with AI, and I've never actually thought about that before. Because I would imagine it's an AI-generated image, right? It kind of looks like one. But there's a ton going on right there. That's very cool. Dude, that's something that I would love to do when I get this channel going, is submitting, like, having people bring in their card concepts and reacting to those. That'd be so hype, man. Dark Magician Girl plus Time Wizard Fusion. Actually, that's a very cool-looking card. What? Yeah, that would work out. Dark Magician Girl and Time Wizard, that would fit too. That's like that seems like something that should have been happening in the old days. And it's a very, very fitting piece of artwork right there. I love the way she's holding the book right there. The hat, I will say, it looks like a little much, but it kind of fits. Again, a ton going on right there. I love the fire effect coming from the book with the Dark Magician Girl's hearts around it. Very cool, man. I would love to see a fusion between these two. Yeah, that seems like it would fit too. Two old iconic cards going together. I'm for that Dark Magician and Blackluster Soldier. And somebody put Mystical Elf. I can't remember what this one is. But the two elf cards, the two old elf cards together, bring it in. I love the background for this one, though. I love it. But it kind of just, these already kind of look like the same card. Are they like sisters in the lore or something like that? But I love what she's walking on. I love the whole background for this image. Very cool card. I would love to see that, guys. But let's keep going over here. I'm not really in a good place right now. Damn, the Shadow Realm. I mean, like, it's okay. I feel like it's a really, really old joke, but you know, you always use a good Shadow Realm joke, right? What am I supposed to say to that, man? Somebody said the Yu-Gi-Oh's version of hell. Yami Bakura wasted no opportunity to send anybody there. Yeah, true. I got confused by Yami for a second. I always looked at him as Bakura. I thought Yugi's name was Yami. Oh, no, it's a Tem. What does Yami mean, then? Must be like the spirit or something like that. Regardless, I'm ruining the joke over here. Yeah, Bakura wasted no time ever sending out anybody there. But if you guys want to hear some more posts that ended up going viral just like in this video, then check out the last Explore recap video that we did right here. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching the video today, guys. Take care, everybody.